Hi, everyone. Henry DeVries with Wealth Authority TV. And this is the show where we interview people in the financial services industry and the wealth management field. Very pleased today to have a author and financial services advisor coach, David Goldman. David, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Henry. Thrilled to be here.
Oh, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Thanks. So, Henry, I am David Goldman, and I run a coaching company called Goldman Organization, where I work with professionals who want to bring in more business without sounding like a salesperson. And I do specialize in financial advisors. I played that game for about 12 and a half years, and now I've been coaching them for roughly 35 years and have clocked well over 30,000 hours coaching over 1,000 people in over 100 organizations. Um, and I've written two books, and I have a third coming out really soon. The first one was The Road to Happiness. The second one, which we'll get into in a little bit, is called Bringing in the Business Without Sounding Like a Salesperson, that you actually co-authored along with our friend Mark LeBlanc. And a third one I have coming out called Go for the Gold, How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. Clients who have worked with me report that as a result of working with me, they get more clarity, more certainty, more confidence, and more control in their communication. That results in more money in their pocket, more balance in their life, better relationships, and more fulfillment. So that's what I do.
And we're glad to have you. So the question I wanted to ask you is about reputation and the public's view of financial advisors. What can financial advisors do to improve their image in the community?
I'm so glad you asked. I think the one of the interesting things about being a financial advisor is that for the most part, they're taught to square their shoulders, hold their head up high, announce that they're financial advisors, and um, and the marketplace just doesn't have a great feeling about or thought about financial advisors, and they think immediately in their heads that this guy's going to try to sell them or this woman is going to try to sell them insurance, and that generally ends the conversation. So one of the things that the Goldman Organization tries to do is get them to have a better conversation, get them to have conversations that draws the market in and doesn't repel the market. So uh, I think that financial advisors want to bring more business in. The two problems they have are a lack of clarity and a lack of strategy. Um, and that's what we work with them on.
So the different conversations you talk about in the book, or
Yes.
we talked about in the book, why don't you go through the different conversations you have? It's not a one sale close, that's for sure.
No, generally not. And that's the way it is when you have a service that um, you're really in a relationship business with people, and you're really selling a service, not just a product. And so the four different kinds of conversations are there's an attraction phase conversation where you're trying to get people interested in what it is you do, and people either are interested or they're not. There's a lot of sales uh, programs that try to teach you to create interest. And there's enough people in the marketplace that are already interested. It's really more of a sifting. So the first thing you want to do is have an attraction conversation, which is generally having something good to say. So that's the lack of clarity. One of the pieces of lack of clarity is people don't know what they want. People don't know what to say, and people don't know exactly how to say it. The second conversation is we call it a meaningful conversation or a conversation for possibility, where you really enroll people into the possibility that your product or service could be for them. So if in a perfect world, you're not selling anything at all. You're actually enrolling them into the possibility that your product or service is. And then done well, that would lead to a conversation for decision about whether they're going to do business with you or not. And that's where it ends for most people. And what we have found is the fourth conversation is very important, which is a conversation for agreement, where you have to make sure that everybody understands how the process works and tie up any loose ends.
In general, I would say think of what a bad salesperson would do and do the opposite, and you're going to be doing well. So, David, is there anything else you want to add before we close the show?
Well, I would like to say the other issue that people have is a lack of strategy, which is having an action plan, knowing what a perfect fit client looks like, and knowing how to go about doing and exercising a marketing strategy that is going to keep your so-called pipeline filled and your calendar full.
Well, that's all the time we have. So, until next time, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Thank you, Henry.
Thank you.